Good morning. I'm Nell Warren, and I hold in my hand a list of the top 10 reasons why I tithe. Here we go. Number 10. I tithe because I enjoy seeing the fruits of my tithes at work in our church. The amount of my tithing check alone is not a lot in dollars and cents, but by combining it with the giving of others, I can become a part of transforming this world. How? Because my tithes and your tithes help us be faithful in our mission. Say it with me, to make disciples of Jesus Christ, to transform this world. Imagine that. Reason number 9, I tithe because no one forces me to tithe. The scriptures give us directions about tithing, but it remains my personal decision. There are no tithing police to come and check my bank balance every month. Did you know that Abraham tithed? In the book of Genesis, we find that he did so to show his gratitude to God for all the blessings that had been given to him. But this was long before the laws of Moses. What an example for me and for all of us. Because when I tithe, I can also show my gratitude, but I can also take a step in developing my own personal faith. Yes, sometimes it's a small step and sometimes it's a leap of faith, but it's always a step in the right direction. Reason number 8, because I enjoy the blessings that come from tithing. I'll be the first to admit, I need those blessings. The book of Malachi promises that God will pour out the blessings of heaven upon us and that he will also protect us from the devourer. That tells me two things, that there'll be blessings that I can see and blessings that I will not be aware of. In times of economic hardship, we may be tempted to stop tithing, thinking that we can't afford to tithe. And I've been there, and I've done that. But these are the times that we need to hold out. These are the worst times for us to hold out on God. This is when we need his blessings the most. Reason number 7, because it's God's money to start with. He just lets me keep 90%. I think this says it all. Reason number 6, because Jesus endorsed tithing. In the book of Matthew, Jesus praised the Pharisees for tithing. It was about the only thing they did right. But in the same scripture, Jesus tells us not to leave important things undone. I can't help but believe he was referring to important things like tithing. Reason number 5 of the top 10 reasons why I tithe. Because I cannot be perfect in many things, but I can be a perfect tither. A friend's father once said these words to me. He'd grown up during the Depression when nobody had anything, and that's when he developed his testimony of tithing. He said, I cannot be perfect in many things, but I can be a perfect tither. I will leave these words for you to ponder on your own. Reason number 4, because none of us can outgive God. There are more promises in the Bible about giving than just about any other subject. When we give, it provides God an opportunity to pour out his promises upon us. When we give, he always gives back. We can never balance the scales. They're always going to be tipped in his favor. Reason number 3, because it's a sound investment, both spiritually and economically. Tithing is one of the steps that I can take to help me develop my faith and trust in God. Each small victory leads me to a greater spirituality. Now, economically, times are tough, and I've been known to admit that buying forever stamps, that's probably the best investment I've made in a long time. But by tithing, I get to experience God's economics, which I don't always understand, but I know that the dividends will always be beyond measure. Reason number 2, because tithing helps me see the difference between my needs and my wants. This realization took me by surprise, and it's a little hard to talk about, but it's become significant in my life. Just like so many of us, my wants often outnumber my needs. But when I tithe, I have the assurance that my needs are going to be met, and I have no doubt about that. It's just that somehow in the process of becoming faithful in tithing, my list of wants doesn't seem to be as important as it used to be. My priority list has completely changed. And I can't help but believe that I'm learning some eternal lessons in the process of becoming faithful in tithing. I have to say that I like the results, and I look forward to the future. And the number one reason why I tithe is because I get to share my testimony of tithing with my church family. I wish for you the same blessings that I have received, so that next time it will be you standing up here sharing your testimony of tithing. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.